What's going on, arcade nerds? I picked up two cabinets today. A pretty decent looking BERZERK cabinet. It's got some chips in the bottom. It's got an area right here that's a big chunk out of the bottom. But all in all, this is actually a pretty decent BERZERK cabinet. And I also picked up this Red Baron cockpit for free. I got it for free. But it's in very, very sad shape. It's you know, it's pretty loose, pretty spongy, but I don't care. I'm gonna fix this up sooner or later. This is not gonna be this video. What I'm gonna do in this video is I'm going to make this BERZERK cabinet into a vector machine. Now, normally I like to restore stuff, and this is not a restoration. This is a modification. Now, even though this is a decent cabinet, previous owner or operator or whoever completely gutted it. So there's no guts to it, and since BERZERK is such a common machine, there's so many machines out there, I am going to do what I want with this. And like I said before, I'm usually more of a preservationist, but you know what? This one's going to be a vector BERZERK. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put vector hardware inside this that will play BERZERK in color. And you know, so that's what I'm going to do to this thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it out. Not too bad, but it's got some, whatever it is that, all kinds of crap in the bottom here. So I'm going to sweep it out. Then I'm going to spray it down with some Lysol, all inside and out, and get it real wet with Lysol. Yeah, the only thing that was left in this thing was the monitor, and when I bought the cabinet, the guy wanted the monitor, so that was the last thing left out of it. I think I might get the vacuum on this sucker just to get all this nasties out. Looks like I can just sweep it right out the front because the front door opens up this level. Oh yeah, nice. Wow, what a shame. Hopefully, whoever gutted this used the parts to get a different BERZERK running. You know, the beauty of what I'm about to do to this is I'm not really destroying anything. It could always be converted back again. Maybe when I'm dead someday, the next guy can rustle up the parts and make it into BERZERK again. All I'm going to do is add a couple unnatural screw holes inside. This cabinet, I mean, I've seen bad cabinets. This is not that bad, but there is the slightest smell of mold. So I'm going to get everywhere with this Lysol. You can use vinegar to kill mold, but it will age the way the wood looks. You can also use bleach to kill the mold, but it will lighten the wood. But that might be what you want in some situations, if the wood is all stained and dirty. But yeah, I'm just going to go heavy on this whole cabinet and spray the hell out of it with the Lysol. I hate that smell. It's terrible. It gets you in the throat.
Oh, the Lysol smell?
Oh, yeah. Since I'm going to do something weird and different, I'm half debating on going with a light blue tea molding I have. I don't have any games that have non-original tea molding. I always kind of wanted to do it, but on the other hand, it's like, oh, you just ruined the game. It's not original anymore. But I might do it. I just might do it this time. Finally, Kelly, have I ever had a game that I had alternate tea molding on?
Not for very long. If it's the only tea molding we have laying around.
Oh yeah, we've done that a couple times, and then we buy the right tea molding later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done that a couple times. Just as long as it has something.
Come on. I don't even know if I'm in camera. Yeah, I'm not even in camera. I'm trying to get this off is what I'm trying to do.
Not the only piece stuck.
Yeah, you got a flathead handy? Ow! Bent my fingernail backwards.
Ooh.
Well, I don't smell that mold smell anymore.
Got a knife.
Oh, you know, since I'm on camera, let me give you guys a trick. Here's a tip for yous. See if this will get it out. Okay, here's my tip. If you have a cabinet that smells like rat piss or cat piss or something like that, you can get this stuff that removes odor stains from carpet. Now, you have to get the stuff that says, geez, what's the name? Enzymes.
Yeah.
And so it's a living creature that decomposes that urine. Okay. What you do is you spray that stuff. You can get it by the gallon. You can get it at Tractor Supply and places like that. I don't know what you have in your location, but anyways, you get the enzyme stuff that eats cat piss and whatever animal urine, and spray the hell out of your cabinet. Get it uncomfortably wet, and then wrap the entire cabinet in shrink wrap. Come back the next day and the piss smell will be gone. Or you can sit there and smell it for years. It's up to you. But okay, so let me start cleaning this cabinet, I guess. Okay, I got some magic sponge. I'm gonna get this wet. Do a little bit of magic sponge around the art. See what I can bring back out. Magic sponge doesn't like textured surfaces very well. I'll wear out this sponge here pretty quick. But all I'm using is just some water and shampoo. Be surprised what plain old shampoo can get out. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back and wipe it dry, just to get it a little better. Maybe after I'm long dead, the next guy will have a decent cabinet left over after I've had my way with it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Rust-Oleum black. I'm just going to touch the spots where the paint is off. Just the outer edge. Barely touch. Okay, just like that. And like, here's a spot. Let's see if I can hold the camera and do this at the same time. Ah, yeah, you hold it there, Kelly. I'm just going to go around doing that all over this whole cabinet. Okay, so now I have, you see how like this spot right here is a little darker? See how this area is a little darker? And this is because I hit with spray paint everywhere, right? Well, that sticks out like a sore thumb, right? Looks like crap. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to blend this in. This is about a half teaspoon of Rust-Oleum Black oil base and about a 50-50 mix of linseed oil and mineral spirits. So what I'm going to do, you don't have to use mineral spirits, but sometimes I like to because it thins it out, especially if I'm applying this directly over art. But, so I'm going to get this little microfiber towel here, and I'm going to wipe on the finish. You can put it right directly over the art. You see how it brings out those colors? Instead of darkening the colors, it brings them out. And you can be messy with this, and it's okay. Even if you get dirt in it, it dusts right off afterwards. This pretty much sucks right into the wood, right into your existing paint. You know, it's funny, someone was arguing with me about, oh, don't put linseed oil on cabinets. And I said, why not? He said, because, oh, it's just not supposed to be, and so on. And I says, you know, these cabinets were painted with oil-based paint. And you know what oil is in oil-based paint? Linseed oil. So I'm only putting more of the oil back into the paint. It's not a big deal. I've been doing it for many, many years. It always looks good. Anyways, this will dry this way. Looks like it left the factory floor, you know, the kind of finish. So let me go ahead and wipe this whole cabinet down and let's do a spin around and see what it looks like now. Okay, I put linseed oil. Actually, Kelly put linseed oil on the front. Sides. Looking pretty good. And this has only been like 5 minutes and it's dry already. Looking good. I think I'm gonna put some tea molding on it and then we can start working on the, I think we'd be done with the cosmetics at that point. Well, I decided to go with plain old black tea molding. I think it looks good. So, I guess the next thing to do is, let's mount a color vector monitor in this cabinet. I got my son putting the bolts in the monitor. This monitor has a pretty bad burn in the center of the screen. See that? But that's okay. I want to keep the nicest tubes on the original dedicated cabinets. Okay, we are now looking at the inside of the cabinet, and I'm going to throw in this old Atari Power Brick. Now this Power Brick I used for a test rig. This came from an old rotten pole position cabinet, I believe. But this Power Brick would go in a raster Atari machine, or it would also work in Asteroids and so on. Matter of fact, I think this may have came from Asteroids because here's your Asteroids plug. And I modified the harness to also plug into a color vector. Now, keep in mind, this puts out 30 volts, 0 volts, 30 volts AC. And an Atari color brick puts out 25 volt, 0 volt, 25 volt AC. Now, you can run a color vector off 30 volt, 0 volt, 30 volt, but it will shorten the lifespan of the color vector monitor, unless you modify the color vector monitor. So, in my situation here, I replaced the case transistors with these. You see that right there? Those are MJ1195, MJ1196 transistors, and they can handle like 3 times the voltage and geez, like 5 times the current, something like that. So these transistors will never blow. In fact, if there would be some horrible short and you decided not to put fuses, the proper fuses in this monitor, it would probably take out the transformer before it would take out the monitor. So yeah, those are pretty beefy transistors. So yes, I know I'm going to get some flack from some of you guys. You can't use a raster brick or a black and white vector brick on a color monitor, but bullshit, yes you can. So I'm going to screw that down in the bottom. Just, you know, you gotta know what you're doing. You have to use a modified monitor if you want it to last. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and put some screws down, and then we will mount our Atari power brick. Okay, so it is now screwed into the bottom of the cabinet, and I do have this plugged into the monitor. Okay, so stay tuned for part 2, where I will show you what we do with all the electronics. Alright guys, have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.